Yes. What is it? Something in the sausages.
You know how I tune up. Anyway, let's. I'm just about ready to start here.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes. What is it? Well, yeah, Jose can see. He was up on top of the flagpole.
Okay, I think I've got my sausages sizzling here.
Sizzling sausage and something or other.
And your orange furniture.
And my orange furniture. I don't think my boom boom is too good. Yeah, I just got in from returned from Santa Rosa, where I was at a National Federation for Community Broadcasters convention. So here we go. I got my fill of AM and FM radio.
Did you win a medal? Did you get a trophy?
I did neither of those.
Well, that's not right. You should have come back with at least first place.
Well, it wasn't that type of thing. It wasn't a judging contest. It was more of informational and how to learn how to do things and kibitz with other like-kind broadcasters and stuff. And in fact, community radio is a lot like what we're doing here. It's a lot like what we're doing here, where you rely on your listeners for the support of keeping the station and the programming on the air. So there you go. All right, stand by.
Oh, set.
What do I'm showing 8:08. Boy, that is late. All right, well, maybe we'll do, I don't know if there's a Bulldog game on or not. And I'm looking, the video is up. You know what, I need to post a link. Let me put up a link, which I forgot to do, but if you're looking for the embedded video link, once I clear out that dude is on there and put in the link, do that. If you go to oldtuberadio.net, you should get a link up to SWL roll call. If you want to do that, hello to those who are listening out there, and hello to all of you. The Old Tube Radio Network, the purpose of which is to promote the use and distribute information about Old Tube radios on your 11-meter citizen band radio service. The Old Tube Radio Network is not a club. We're just a voluntary association of people interested in old tube radios. Let me look at my meters here. I think I'm on the air. We hope we can get everybody who would like to participate tonight in to do so. We meet every Saturday night on the air beginning at around 8 p.m. Pacific time. You can tune us in at channel 11. That's crystal frequency 27085 over the RF mode, wherever that may be, considering conditions. And we are available on the live internet stream during the net at oldtuberadio.net. When you see the glowing 6L6 on the left-hand side of your Universal Media Net web device. Also, oldtuberadio.com for information about radios, the Facebook page at Old Tube Radio Network. But where we really like to see you is here on Saturday evenings over the air with your tube radio collections. Direct net roll call, the shortwave listeners, starting now top of page 1. We are on week 6 of this 8-week roster. 9/22/2018 is where you should be beginning if you're playing the home game. And if you were prepared, more prepared than I am here, you would have a pen. So let me find one that works. That works. All right. Here we go. We always start with our 00, chosen from those perfect attendance from the last 8 weeks. And that is a guy who is he is very familiar with doing this kind of live, what do they call it, audio gate stuff, since he does one of his own with the Old Radio Night, and unfortunately I was driving, so I was not able to hear what was going on this week. JT checking in from the Wasima Swamps. He's got the 40-foot ground rod as his counterpoise, meaning he might make it to Albuquerque, but I'm not sure if it's going to make it here to Fresno. The rain is gone, the weather's a bit cooler, and he's got the Motorola MoCat. I'm going to have to take a look at that. JT, if you can, leave a link. Is there a link? You can leave a link up at the big page to your live streaming event for those of us who'd like to check it out. So thanks for checking in. And we've got, you know what I have to do also is if you're following along at oldtuberadio.net, you will notice there is the check-in numbers as they check in. Whether you're checked in or not, you will know. Just like SWL number 1 checking in, And SWL number 2, which is going to require me to actually go over to the other computer here and take a look at what's happening on the video site, see if we have any viewers, and sometimes that will tell me who's there. Yeah, OBP in the house. I knew you were there, Kevin. How should I not know that? Let me get you officially marked in. I was up on the broadcast side, and I missed. We'll get the skinny on the Arbuckle auction that should have gone on this morning. So we'll find out what happened with that. That's why I had to miss it. So thanks, Kevin, for checking in. We'll look for your comments on both pages. I'll try and leave a link. Can I leave a link? No, I can't. I was going to say I'd try to leave a link to the video site, but I don't think I can do that when we change streams on the audio. We do a separate stream for the SWLs and a separate stream for the tube radio. So keep that in mind, all of those you are out there watching the video stream, that we will be swapping over after the roll call here. Next is SWL 3, SWL 4, SWL 5. I did see Ida, Mama Rose, this week. She's looking good, says hello to everybody. All tube radio operators, SWLs, and anyone else. SWL 6. SWL 6. Uh-oh. Where'd my audio go? Hold on. Which one is it? Is it that control? Yeah, see, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good to know what is failing. That's what happens when you don't get in the radio room all week. All right. I've got a bad control. Hang on, Ed. I've got a bad control on one of the mic preamps. On the phase control. That should have made it better. SWL 7.
Yes, it made it better. SWL number 7 checking in.
So that is one reason why having an old tube radio with one microphone and one cord connected into the front is a good thing. A lot less to go wrong. Although, as our old tube radio operators know, there's actually a lot that can go wrong, but they do quite well. Often, all they have to do is just kind of smack the top of the radio and it will behave. Not so with some of this digital. You know what? That is a tube amp, though. That's a tube thing, but it's unfortunately it's cheap, not made in the USA switches that they put into these things that fail. The tubes are glowing with no problem. Thank you, Ed, for checking in.
No problem.
SWL 11 and 12 checked in. Oops, not 21. 11 and 12 checked in via the email side. SWL 13. And that is Mike. Mr. Cobra, I will keep a spot out for him. He often checks in a little bit later when he gets over by the radio. And that's a good way to check in. If you aren't by the radio, give us a call at oldtuberadio.net, and we will do our best to acknowledge you. SWL 14, SWL 15, SWL 16, SWL 17, SWL 18, SWL 19, and 18. Let me go back to 18. I'm going to give Mikey a check-in, as I saw him on the Facebook side earlier. Let's go to, I don't have a post-it note to do anything fancy with this guy. SWL 20.
And number 20 here on the very high-pitched radio. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you actually sound like you're at 304 feet above sea level, which I think is probably about where you are at in that part of town. So you're not too high for me to copy you.
Well, I figured out the ping problem and fixed that. And then the tone problem or tone situation, I'm going to put a tone control on it or in it. Well, not in it tonight, but on it. So later on, I'll come back with the tone control.
Oh, that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. With actual adjustable tone control. You have to tell us how to do that. It sounds good, though. It does sound good. It's, how would number 2 say? 9 pounds, good modulation, chestnut and Herndon. We will talk more when we start glowing in the dark. Thanks for checking in. Just so you know, we are direct-to-net roll call, the old Tube Radio Network here in Central California. We have been at this for 33 years, coming up to 34, I think. It's hard to tell anymore. It just keeps going like a big snowball, which is good. And thanks to all of you, really. That is why this is going. Like community radio stations, we rely on their listeners for their support. That is why we're here, because people are getting on the radio and keeping us going. So we appreciate that. Looking for, let's see, don't have that. Oh, yes, we do. See, I overlooked it. SWL 21, who was also checking in as 00. JT, thank you. And hopefully, like I said, it sounds like the weather is behaving. There you go. You're moving in next door to Harvey on the list. Good company. Let's go all the way up to SWL 24.
24, check in.
SWL 24, hello, Joseph. Thanks for listening in to the old Tube Radio Network. Got you checked in. SWL 25.
Hey, good evening, Dennis, and good to hear everyone. 25 checking in.
Wow, you are loud tonight. Good to hear you. Missed the Wednesday night net because I was prepping to do all the stuff that I've just been doing. Take a little time. Use some of our airtime here and give us the info for those who are locally SWLing and may not have their amateur radio license yet, but might have a device, a 10-meter radio that could tune in the net. And those, of course, who are licensed amateurs are certainly welcome during the visitor time. So when is it that one might hear the Wednesday night net here in the Central Valley?
All righty. Well, actually, I share the net with 3 other net ops on Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock at 28.445 megahertz. And we just absolutely have a blast. We do a roll call, and then it's very loose, and we kind of rank you afterwards. But just before that, at 7 o'clock, there is a CW portion of the net that Gus KX6ZXO does. And for anybody that might be practicing or maybe just learning CW, that is the place to go, because he will help you out. And you just can't go wrong. I mean, you can't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, it's okay. And but anyway, it's just a lot of fun and on HF. And thanks for the opportunity, Dennis, to kind of talk about it. But yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. So if anybody wants to get their license, QRZ.com, practice test all they want until they get ready, and then but the best thing to do is get the book on Dennis. Anyway, back to you.
Thank you for the information there, and certainly agree with you on that. Good way if you just want to listen in and practice some CW. Maybe you bought one of those cheat machines where it copies it for you, and you just want to figure out how to get the thing tuned up and running. You do it that way. Do some CW that way. Sounds good. Wednesday night net on amateur radios, as Jerry said. He's one of the net controllers. And I'm going to try in future episodes when I am around in the Radio Shack to stream that at this very site, oldtuberadio.net, so those who might not have the wherewithal to tune in can hear what goes on and maybe inspire them to get their amateur radio license. There's always a test coming up somewhere. Thanks, Jerry. We are going to go to page 2 for SWL 27. And sounded good doing that. Thanks, Dwayne, KB6GFA.
Contact.
And Dwayne checking in. I think he's one of the net controllers, too, on Wednesday night on the FM crossband. Contact, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't hear Dwayne on the other side. I was just going to say Dwayne's one of the net ops on the 10-meter net. Anyway, back to you, Dennis.
Yeah, he was checking in on the simplex frequency. And yes, indeed, Dwayne, I hear Dwayne well. He's not too far. He's not too far from me. I hear you well. I hear everybody well. It's amazing how well the sideband works. I think the only issue is sometimes polarity. You can have some polarity issues, guys, running horizontal if you're not horizontal. Thanks, Dwayne. That takes us to SWL 29, where we have a proxy check-in for Mr. Loner. Over to, who's next? SWL 31. My mouse is not cooperating. Let me check the big board. I didn't say hello to everybody out there. Who's out there? We've got right in the front row, Liverpool. That's Big Ben. He should be. It is very early in the morning. He'll probably be in during the Tube radio section. Hello to Maryland. We got some California stations. Fresno, Reedley, New York is in, of course. Somerville, South Carolina, of course. Lots of Fresno. North Fork, Dallas, Georgia. Yes, I think we. Getting you checked in soon. Fayetteville, North Carolina, coming up to you. Oakland. I was looking at Oakland. I did not drive through Oakland today, but hello, Oakland. Crossed the 580 and the 12, and could have taken a left turn. No, the right turn, and driven through. So I waved when I went by. Virginia, Florida, I hope we get to the Tube radios before you have to go 10-7, but thanks for listening. Hello to Southern California. Pennsylvania's in, and there is Henderson up in the balcony tonight. Hello, Robert and Teresa. All right, I have to yell up to you guys tonight. That's SWL 31. Thanks for checking in. And I forgot our crazy evening Ohio radio hosts there are checked in. I can see I've got to put some other stuff up on the page. It's really great when you come in and you're not prepared for any of this. I'm surprised I got all this on. And hello to Portage. I don't know. Slap me. I don't say it right. Up there in Michigan, the old Tube Radio Network. Roll call 31 is in. How about SWL 32? SWL 33. Myself and Bozo Control. They were all here. I always am kind of afraid when they show up before I do as to what condition things might be here. But looks like they stayed in the other studio and left things alone here. So we don't have any wackiness going on tonight. Over to SWL 35, Mr. Bill, who've been seeing some great pictures of the trailer and the mobile unit up there in Cheyenne, getting all that set up. That's exciting. Hopefully we'll be hearing more and seeing more from Mr. Bill and the gang there at Red Monkey, the new Red Monkey Communications. Let's see, here's a guy who is always on time, SWL 36. And that is Roy, Mr. Patchy. There's a great song, call it a surf tune, but it might not be correct, called Apache. I don't know who does it. And then there's also a vintage nostalgic, those of you who are, is it Chevrolet, is it GMC? Who made the Apache? But it is, you know what I'm talking about. And if you know about that, you will know Mr. Roy. So thanks for checking in. And Chris, I am here, SWL 37.
37 here, Dennis. Good evening.
Good evening. Sounding good. As you heard, things got busy this weekend. I hope all went well with what you all were doing and getting settled back in and things taken care of. And we're going to try. Was it take 1, take 2, like take 4 on the meet and greet coming up. Over.
Okay. Yeah. No. Well, you know what? Well, you know, I was down south in Orange. And of course, you drove right past Manhattan and everything for mother-in-law's funeral. But yeah, we seen Manhattan from a distance.
Yeah, like I was waving to Oakland. If you're driving down the 405 or the 5, you can probably wave a little bit. All right, you're sounding good. We will look for you if you happen to be by when we start glowing in the dark.
Okay.
SWL 38. SWL 39. Shortwave listener 40.
SWL 40, checking in.
Checking in and sounding good. Let's see, I'm running behind. Are you going to be around during the tube radio time?
Yes, I will be.
Were you at the JCA item this morning?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right. So with that in mind, that's our teaser. Unfortunately, yes. Would you mind when we switch over to the tube radio to jump in at some point and let us know what was going on?
To give you a teaser, I am now broke.
This is we are all now broke frequency, although Larry is a little bit broker than most of us. All right. Well, it'll be a good report. And I will certainly be jealous because I was thinking about that today. I was thinking, like, oh, man, I wonder what's going on. All right, Larry, thanks for that, and we'll look forward to the JCA info coming up. Over to Robert, SWL 41. SWL 42 beaconing in on the FM side moments ago. Got to check in for Mr. KW. How about SWL 43? I will proxy in Crazy Eddie, SWL 43. And hello to you, sir, and thank you for the 10-5. Remember the 10 code? Okay, I know. You don't raise your hand because I know you did it. Those of you who were back in the 60s and 70s and 80s and had the little cardboard or the construction paper 10 code next to your radio. That's why I use the 10-5, because I don't know where mine is. Everything sort of got displaced by ham radio Q calls and maps. But I know if I searched through my stuff, I would find my CB radio 10 code that was right next to my Realistic Navajo in the day. We are directing that roll call. The tube radios are coming up. We will get there. I'm going to get 43 checked in. How about SWL 44? Let me see. Ray is also a busy guy. I don't see him on the stream yet, so we'll hold on to that. And when it comes to collecting and finding and figuring out where to put them all and making them work and searching for them, here's another busy guy. SWL 45. Hello, Paul.
SWL 44 checking in on the new antenna.
Ready to go. I like that. 45.
Yes, Paul, and the new antenna. We're going to talk about that. Sounding good, Paul. Hope you and Kelly are doing fine. And what is I saw a couple of radios that reminded me of you. Oh, someone had a Pierce Simpson. Oh, man, I forgot the name, but it's the one that looked like the waffle iron on the speaker grill. We'll talk about that coming up. Let me go back one. Let me rewind, as they say, put an X in the square. I think for SWL 44, who has somehow connected not to the Goodyear blimp, because he wouldn't sound that good. He's up in the space shuttle. Hello, Ray.
Hello, Dennis. Yeah, we're trying out this new antenna from Salt Lake City, Utah. Roger.
It's doing quite well. I think he's microwaving up to the space shuttle and then beaconing back down here on a very nice azimuth and elevation path with a 5 dB to 10 dB over S9 signal. Good to hear you on the audio side. Welcome back for whatever brief moment you might be here, and I'm glad you could be radioactive, and thanks to the base station there for allowing that to happen.
Yeah, roger. 73. Everybody have a good evening.
All right, Mr. 360. Back in the local mix here, sounding really good. 45 is in. How about SWL 46?
Question.
This is the question frequency. Go ahead.
Yeah, Where's 44 transmitting from?
Well, if we are to believe what we just heard, he might have the most efficient long boom multi-elemental antenna pointing to the Central Valley from Harriman, Utah. Otherwise, you'll have to look at the other news reports as we get them.
Okay, well, Dennis, it's excellent to hear our friends from Utah, and fantastic. Actually, I check in on the Beehive net on 40 meters when I can. But anyway, it was great to hear friends from away. Anyway, back to you, Dennis. I didn't mean to interrupt, Annette. Back to you.
Oh, not a problem. That's why we're here. To converse and have a good time. And yeah, I'm so used to seeing his text. I thought maybe my computer was doing text to speech, but it is the real thing. Directed net roll call. We're on page 2. We're going to kick it in the you-know-what here to get going. We've got some tube radios that are waiting. SWL 47. SWL 48. SWL 49. SWL 50.
And a good evening. 50 checking in.
50 is checking in, sounding good. Thank you, Mark. At what time is it? 8:33. Wow. Okay, we'll keep it going. Let's see if the audio rack is cranked up. SWL 51.
Yeah, I got it going here. Yeah, 51 checking in.
Yeah, mine was wanting to do bad things here. I finally, you have the same problem crop up enough, you know which button to hit out of about 17,000. So it was short-lived on the phase control. Keep it, what do they say? KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yours is sounding good as always. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dennis. I try to do that, but every now and then something creeps in, and you're not doing nothing, and you turn on and it starts squirreling, or something happens, and you didn't even do nothing. So it's always upkeep to me stuff. Anyway, take it easy. Have a good evening.
It's a sickness, I tell you. We just can't help it. Looking for SWL 52. SWL 53.
Hello, Dennis. 53 checking in.
I always get a good feeling about turning the page when I put an X in the square for Mr. Bel Air at the bottom of page 2. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
SWL 54. SWL 55.
55 checking in.
Sounded good. M&M. SWL 55. The X is in the square, and the big board has reflected the item of interest on the air. Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis. It's probably reflecting off that full moon.
I couldn't tell. I was seeing it when I was driving in already. Somebody told me when you can see the moon when the sun is still up, that the Earth is out of its orbit. I don't believe that for 1 second. But it looked pretty full. I don't know if we're quite there yet. But that could mean we could have a wacky time tonight. Thanks for checking in. Now, here's a guy that doesn't care about the full moon because he can howl louder than anybody. SWL 56.
Oh, 56, just for kicks.
Sounding good, sir. SWL 56. Thanks, Phil. Let's go over to SWL 57. SWL, let's see, 59. SWL 60.
Thank you much, Dennis, and evening have to the crew. Doggone it, SWL 60, checking in this 2901 base, the 2527.
Beaconing into Midtown Fresno. Perfect as always. Joe and the gang over there, Jake's Mr. 291, the DX 2527, doing a good job, sounding great on the old Tube Radio Network. Thanks. SWL 61.
51 checking in, Dennis.
moving the needle way above the noise level tonight, Dean. We have got you checked in. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful downtown Clovis. I was in beautiful downtown Santa Rosa for the past couple days, and I'll tell you, Clovis, it doesn't hold a candle to beautiful downtown Clovis, but it's close. It's not second fiddle. Hello, Rex.
Evening time, Dennis. This is SWL 62 checking in on time and on frequency from downtown Clovis.
Quickie.
And sounding good doing it. Thanks, Rex. Good to know that downtown Clovis is alive and well. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. We are in the directed net roll call. The Tube radios are coming up. Do not despair. We will hear some glow-in-the-dark radios, and the Quickie, go ahead.
Yes, Joe, 603, are you still out there? If you are, can you take it up to channel 14?
Okay, and if he's out there, I'm sure he heard that. We are looking for digital SWL 63. And I do believe I saw him, during Medina. Waving a hand, thank you. Air BB, Brian. The New York stations, where the big iron lives, up there on 75 meters. It's hard to hold a candle to those big KW1s, those Collins radios. Thanks, 63, for checking in. Over to SWL 64. SWL 65. I need an extra hand and maybe an extra eye to do this properly now. Let's try SWL 66. SWL 67. SWL 68. Thomas has not checked in for a while. I was just reading. He's in Frisco, Texas, and I was just reading the other day that Frisco, Texas has made one of those polls or whatever they do that it's like the place to go, the best place to live right now. There's a lot of them in Texas, they said, but they said Frisco, Texas was number one. So maybe that's why we haven't heard. He's just enjoying the good life. It's having too much fun to get on the radio. Let's try, I think I heard this guy earlier on the beautiful Mustang 2, SWL 69.
69, checking in, Dennis, on this Mustang 2.
Smooth, audio sounding good. I know that radio has a special spot now on the radio table. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
Over to SWL 70.
70 checking in. On time.
On time. I think I might have heard you tuning up earlier. That is a good way to be on time. That's what I couldn't do. Everybody's on time except me tonight. The Morgan Canyon Magician, taking those QRP radios and antennas that you think there is no way, and making contacts. Thanks, Mark. Over to SWL 71. I'm going to mark on the square. I do believe I saw Mr. Announcer on my screen. Yes, he is. Stan checking in. Thanks, sir. The AM voice, maybe, I don't know, what mode do you operate? The AM voice of Dallas, Georgia. Warming up the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23. Maybe we'll have some Pierce Simpson radios tonight, although Stan is no... He knows more, a lot more than Pierce Simpson. He's got a lot of stuff going on there. Thank you, Stan. Over to SWL 72. SWL 73. SWL 74.
Mr. C is Miss J. I'm hanging out with my two boyfriends, my lab and Mr. Jer, and my girlfriend, Miss June. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Got a little bit of the coastal breeze and air earlier, and back into the valley here, into the OTR air chair, having a great time. Good to hear you live and direct. It sounds like, as always, you have an exciting and busy evening, but I'm glad you have taken time to jump into the radio room and say hello to the Old Tube Radio Network.
Well, I have a 50,000 watt antenna on top of my house, so I guess I have to do something on a Saturday night. It's like, I don't know what else to do, but talk to you. Okay, bye.
Bye, talk to you later. That's the one maybe negative of having the 50,000 watts there, that you can only transmit for just a little time before it starts melting just about everything. Miss Jilly sounding good from Madera Heights tonight. Over to SWL 75. SWL 77.
Good evening, Dennis. 77 out of the Tower District, waving a great big hand, and boy, really good to hear Ray in there. That was awesome. So, 73 is to all the rest of the listeners.
I agree. Like I said, I had to check which speaker he was coming out of, see if he's playing the tricks on me. 77 is checked in. Oh, I missed out. Has there been any more? Did the Mount Diablo station, which I was actually where I was, I could actually look over and see Mount Diablo, but it was way far away. Did the Diablo station get on today?
I did not hear him, no.
Okay. I asked Dennis because he's an expert. He's on one of the infamous Diablo videos. Thanks, Dennis. Over to Mr. Easy Rider, SWL 78. SWL 79. Mr. DC often figures out some way to check in, and I will probably find that after I log out tonight. And it says, oh, there he is. And the bottom of page 3, SWL 80. Over to page 4, SWL 81. SWL 82.
82, checking in from the ditch banks of Iowa, where it's getting very weird out here. There's something flying around, and I hope it doesn't take me with it.
Well, what I would do is go ahead and get on the ship and then make that determination. Like, no, this is not for me. Or it's like, oh, I could have fun for a little while. So, don't discount the fact that the alien ship could be a good place to hang out. But thanks for checking in to OTR first before you go.
Maybe I could take an antenna on a radio with me. Or maybe they got some communications that I could transmit back to you guys. All right. Thank you. And have a good evening.
Yeah, I know we may have just figured out SWL 44's secret tonight. I was thinking he was doing something with the space shuttle, but he's gone way, way beyond that. He's on Martian radio tonight, making that big signal. Radios are coming up. Don't go away. We're looking for SWL 84. SWL 85, John in Reedley was waving a hand, I think. Yeah, over at oldtuberadio.net. I'm going to listen. He might be trying to check in for, and I hear you, John. John has nominated Ray, SWL 44, for the Marconi Award. You've seen some of those antennas that they actually used? There's huge things that looks like they're on the high-tension telephone lines with wires running over the antennas that they had to use to do what they did back in the day. Maybe he's doing that on the Marconi Award. John, I've got you checked in, and if you're out there live, I'm listening. All right, not hearing that, but you are checked in. SWL 86. SWL 87. SWL 88. Shortwave listener 89. Checked in via the crossband SWL 90. Perhaps beaconing from Madera Town, SWL 92. SWL 93. SWL 98. I heard somebody way out there. I don't think that's 98. Is there a Bulldog game on tonight? It's Saturday. I wonder where they're at. SWL 109. Shortwave listener 110. And Robert, I see your post. It's like the noise has come up. If you're listening in, I've got you checked in. And the crossband is on too, SWL 111. All right, getting you checked in from Reedleytown over to SWL 113. I don't think I saw Arlen up there yet. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
114, hello Wayne. We've got you checked in, and as always, you are sounding good.
Thank you.
Okay, and there's John's post. I didn't scroll down. 85, I didn't scroll down far enough to hear you listening in. Oh, that's right. In Reedley tonight, thanks for reminding me. In Reedley tonight, that's where they all are. Reedley tonight, there is a rap concert going on. Snoop Dogg is in Reedley. Who would have thunk? He must have some friends there or something, right? So it's kind of a hard choice whether it's the Snoop Dogg concert or OTR. I think what you should do is go to the Snoop Dogg concert parking lot and put on the PA CB switch, and maybe beacon the old Tube Radio Network in the parking lot, or maybe not. Neil says Snoop Dogg is playing in Reedley. He says fame is a fleeting thing. No, that is not. I won't even. I should laugh at that because I think that's actually downgrading Reedley. Who knows? We actually have a rap show at our station, so everything's good, right? Where are we at? Who's waiting? Who's waiting to get checked in? If I would stop talking, SWL 128 is certainly out there. He's one of those perfect attendance guys. I'm scrolling up the list, and I know I would see. Oh yes, John Lee is checking in. There he is. Thank you, John Lee, out there in Fairfax, VA. Thank you, sir. Let's try SWL 131. Northwest Fresno, SWL 133.
Good evening, Dennis. 133 is checking in.
And I think Snoop Dogg came to Northwest Fresno years ago when he was the happening thing. Northwest Fresno is the place to be. Sounding good, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
SWL 135.
Give him a proxy, please.
Proxy 4, SWL 135. Also a check-in for SWL 137, AJ from the Crossband. And Jeff, Mr. Cheesy, SWL 145.
CDE 103, checking in with you. And also, one of my friends in high school is opening Dog.
GZE 103, 145, and opening for Snoop Dogg. Well, that's not bad, and that's easy to do if he's down in Reedley. So hopefully he's getting a little bit of some good exposure with that kind of an opening act to put, or a act to follow anyway.
Oh yeah.
Good deal. You always know down the road a few years, when the bands and the people get famous, and then they always say, you know, they were an opening act for the Doors or for Jimi Hendrix, or in this case, Mr. Snoop Dogg. Good Good deal. He must have a good agent. That's all I can say. That's what I need here. I need a better agent here in the Old Tube Radio Network. Maybe we could upgrade the jingle singers. No, we love the jingle singers. Let's try. Thank you, Jeff. SWL 147, who is certainly in the house. Hello, Neil. I saw your check-in item after Florence came in for a visit. Minimal damage. Wow. I don't like, Neil, I do not like hearing the word damage at all, whether it's minimal or not. All the antennas are intact. That's good. Now we just get some conditions. All right. Sounds like all is well now that the rain is gone, and I'm glad you were spared some of the ugliness that happened there. Unfortunately, what are we, right in the middle of the season or the beginning of the season? So hopefully, if there's more, they stay away. Thank you, 147. Let's go up to SWL 195. Beautiful coarse gold up in the foothills above Fresno, where life is beautiful all the time, and they're coming to take me away. No. Thank you, Jim. Got you checked in.
Thank you, sir.
SWL 226. I think I need a relay for him. And any late check-ins, or people like to get checked in here?
Station.
The station go, over.
SWL 93 on a late check-in.
Certainly, SWL 93. Glad you were relieved of some duties there and able to jump into the radio room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. You had to do I got to do the hot thing, so this is about the only time that I'll have to check in, so all righty.
All right, good deal. Cerritos. Oh, you know what? I'm looking before we jump into the tube radios. I'm just saying, there's a lot of activity over at the YouTube site. Hello, everybody out there listening. I'm going to end this stream, and unfortunately, I can't give you a link because I haven't set up the other stream yet, or else I should put a link. There may be a way to do that, which I don't know how to do just yet. So I always feel bad. It's like, closing the door, kicking everybody out of the restaurant and closing the door and then opening the other door and telling them to come back in. But that's basically what I'll have to do. So those who are listening in and enjoying the video gates of the SWL roll call, if you go to oldtuberadio.net in a moment or two, we will have the link up that will take you to the video page if it doesn't show up automatically. So hello to, who's out there? Brian, the mighty KUH, and Corey, and Jay, and our new subscriber. Is that Hashnasi? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but thanks for listening. And I'm going to see, I'll check the list. Maybe we can get you on the digital SWL side, DD21, of course. SWL2, Smarty is out there. Thanks, everybody, for EDA 396, of course. Waving a hand to Net Control here and all of OTR. So we'll jump over to the tube radios. Give me a few minutes to set up for that. I know a lot of you are ready and waiting to get checked in. We'll see what we can come up with tonight on the vintage. These are the radios from 1958 when the Class D was created out of the non-Class D 11-meter radios, which are certainly okay to check in if you have one. You can lift it up on the desk and check in with it. To about 1978 when the basically one or two manufacturers that were producing these things just, I guess, succumbed to the solid state craze, and away they went. But on a Saturday night here, 27085, the tube radios live again. They will do that in moments. OTR back in a bit. The break for OTR, go ahead. Beautiful coarse gold where the evenings are starting to get coarse cold when the sun goes down. 650, waving a hand, and you are sounding good. Okay, and do you still have the radio for sale?
Yes, I do.
And that was the Sonar Model E?
And more. And I looked at it today out of the box, and there is no channel identification on the front of the radio. It's past.
All right, almost as new. Sonar Model E. From 650, and I think you mentioned last week that SWL 50, who puts a beaming signal into town here, also has information and can get a hold of you. Okay, Mark Monking's uncle, or 650 if you're looking to start a collection. That'd be a great radio to start a collection, because might be the only one you need to be loud and proud, as SWL used to say. All right, let me jump around here, and maybe by the 9 o'clock hour, top of the hour, we can have the tube radios set up. Jingle singers are ready, and we'll be back in a moment. And if you're on the video stream, I'm going to change that over to the tube radio here in a couple of minutes. So look for the link if you don't have it. Thanks, everybody. The Tube Radio Network.